Hi, everybody. I'm happy to have with me today Lokesh Tiwari from Newsmax. He's the Chief Information Officer there. Quite a busy period, but he was so graceful to come and talk to us about the project that they've built with Kling. Newsmax is a current Kling client. But I let Lokesh introduce himself and what he's doing there.
Hi, Carlos. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time over here. Um, Lokesh Tiwari, I'm Chief Information Officer for Newsmax. Been with the company for almost 15 years now.
Oh, wow.
Been part of the growth of Newsmax when we launched Newsmax TV. So it's been a great journey and happy to have partners like Kling help us along the way.
I can imagine 15 years you have seen quite some transformation, especially these last 15 years in terms of streaming, TV streaming, etc., etc.
This has been a journey, especially when we started Newsmax TV in 2014. OTT was still relatively new. A lot of things were still coming up. There were different directions everyone was going in. There was the cable news, obviously the linear channel, but then the OTT, we don't know how much revenue it can generate, how popular the streaming would be. The phrase cutting the cord kept coming up, but linear TV still had so much presence that you have to make sure that you are on traditional media along with the new bleeding edge technology. So there was a balance to be played over the last 10 so years.
Yeah.
So,
And
but
for the non-American audience, just explain what is Newsmax.
So Newsmax is a multimedia and broadcasting company that offers independent news with a conservative perspective. So founded in '98, Newsmax has become the go-to place for the readers and viewers that are seeking opinion and real news on current American political scene. Right. Newsmax operates TV channels, all major cable systems carry us, all major OTT streaming platforms carry us as well. Nielsen ratings, they rank Newsmax as the fourth highest rated cable news channel in the United States. We have over 21 million viewers that watch the channel regularly. We have over 17 million social media followers, over 12 million app downloads so far. And on average, we in our digital website and TV channel, we are talking about reaching 40 million plus users throughout the month. So um, Newsmax
And
started 25 years, so it's been great with different journeys. Like I mentioned, so I've been part of pretty much over half of that.
so one thing I think that happened recently, and that's the reason why I started working with Kling, is also this transition from free to pay. Can you explain a bit the thought process? Because I think, as you already mentioned a bit, when you have to work on monetization, obviously you can experiment, but it's revenues and cost on the other side.
So when we launched in 2014, the goal was to make the channel available for all users as wide as possible, right? And keep improving the content and quality as we are building up. We saw a rapid growth in our viewership post the 2020 election.
Yeah.
Presidential election happened, our viewership increased. We were already an established news brand with our digital website and the news magazine. So converting those users and giving them the awareness there is a TV channel as well was the primary focus. So
Mm-hmm.
as the Newsmax established itself as a news powerhouse with substantial viewership, the next organic step for us on linear cable was to pivot towards the affiliate fees model, right?
Mm-hmm.
That gives a steady revenue stream for us that we can reinvest to improve our content, which we did post 2020. We invested the affiliate fees coming in, redid all our cable licensing models, added additional hours, live TV hours, weekend coverage, exceptional talent, and these new cable agreements also meant that we would no longer be able to provide Newsmax as a free
Yeah.
service, right? Obviously,
Yeah.
with the affiliate making the payments to us. Um, so the goal was we have a lot of people that would not have the cable subscription, so we did not want to um, take away their option. So we launched Newsmax Plus, a minimal monthly fee, and you will get content to the Newsmax channel. Along with that Plus subscription service, we also launched Newsmax 2 with a different programming schedule, again covering
Yeah.
American politics, and that also is available for free. So it was a combination of the Newsmax Plus service and Newsmax 2 last November, that really was catered towards the audience.
And perfect that you mentioned November, because what they told me is that not only you did this transition, which is per se not a trivial one, can be a sophisticated one, but you also launched the service in 3 weeks. So what?
Yeah,
Which for I mean,
that-
as I read it, I said, "Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa!" I had experience in launching quite big, substantial, more in the sports, digital, and OTT space, but 3 weeks is short. So, what was
lot of
the criteria to find the vendors, and also you organize your team, because it's always a combination between the vendor and that you select, the way you integrate them, and the team on your side.
yeah. So lot of stressful nights, right? We've been like deploying, obviously. Certain things were dependent on how the contracts are going, and we had to wait um, till the end to get the green light. So certain things had to be done. The Newsmax 2 was launching. We had to change services. At the same time, Newsmax Plus service, we had the idea of what we want to offer. We had the blueprint for it, but we needed to do that very quickly in a very short period of time. So our app was already established, like I mentioned, 10, 15 million downloads. It's been like top five app during the election time. So um, users love the app. The platform has been stable. So we partnered with another company that builds and manages our service. Um, so Newsmax Plus, we went through the subscription management platforms, multiple of them. Kling was a clear winner for us. They presented all the options and the features that we needed, from managing the merchant side of a subscription
Mm.
service to integrating our single sign-on, which was a custom single sign-on. So making it easy, the process, along with the existing integration with our app platform, made the choice very clear. And when we talked with Kling and told them we have a very aggressive timeline, they were ready to put all the resources into it and make it happen, which was really important for us. Um, so I think they did a tremendous job in getting this out in such a short period of time.
And a lot of people focus on, obviously, on launching something, but I mean, if you've been you had experience in really launching and running, you know that then it's the moment you launch it that everything really starts to work, etc. And also, I read that the first month you already had 150,000 paying
That
subscribers, and
that's right.
clearly it's not scale. I mean, compared to the number you said, but from 0 to 150, it's a very fast pace of scaling, right? So how did you manage the scaling, and how you prepare for also the next level of scaling?
Right. Yeah. So the launch for the Plus subscription service was huge success immediately. Users, we have a loyal following, and our viewers value the content and the services that we provide. So all the OTT subscribers, the viewers on OTT channels, since they did not have any other option, they were eager to try out the service, the Newsmax Plus, so that they can continue watching the content. And our goal was to make sure these users are content with the service, right?
Mm.
You it's one thing to acquire a user, but then to retain the user is even more difficult. right?
Yeah.
The content was existing. We added additional content like documentaries. The price point was right, that for a low cost, and we also kept it very simple with like a yearly subscription and a monthly subscription. There's nothing more. Very straightforward 15-day trial for users to at least check the service. And the challenges obviously happened. A lot of that was around users getting familiar to this new
Mm.
format, new application. You have to sign up. You have to like purchase subscription. Users are confused. Why am I paying now while it was free earlier, right? So there was a lot of things like that, and our demographic, which is heavily 55 plus in age group. So sometimes technology can be a challenge. So
Yeah.
we have to make sure that they understand how to use the service, even if they have received the service and purchased it. It's very important. So Kling worked with us to put together a very good help center that
Yeah.
basically gives the guide of how to get the service, how to subscribe. We expanded our customer service and added more resources focusing only on the plus side, so we can help users one on one to get them connected and performing. And that um, showed in the results as well, where we were able to retain like over 85% of our subscribers. um,
Oh,
because
wow.
content can only go so far. You still have to make sure the
Yeah.
service is performant, and Kling definitely played a crucial role in that.
Yeah, and I think the pricing strategy you said, combined with I would say the frictionless experience as much as we can, because you still have, as you said, you have to register as simple as you can, but then you have to put either a credit card or whatever payment is available, and then you have, again, also on your side, I think it can become cumbersome to manage all the subscription, the credit card. So I think what I've learned working with them is it's crucial that all that part is solid. It's not someone building from scratch something because you have a special requirement, and then it's a nightmare, especially on the merchant side. I've seen it firsthand, so I can say it's crucial to have again, your team and the vendor working well together with a platform that is solid on that.
Right, yeah, and that's what the goal was, trying to keep it as standard as possible, right? Keep it simple. Don't have to reinvent the wheel. Everyone else has been doing that, so um, pricing obviously plays a key component over here, right? And
Mhm.
then with Kling, the merchant portion of thing, because there is so much involved with the taxes. We also have a lot of
Yes.
expats, international taxes,
Ah,
right? So a lot of things going on over there. We have to make sure the services are compliant. We are putting together the dunning information, how the renewals
yes.
are happening, notification. There's a lot that goes on, and we didn't want to take it ourselves, so selecting a right vendor definitely helps.
See, the famous MOR, merchant of record, something I learned in 2016, and it's like a word that opens up for me. I didn't want to go there because it's super complex. So, but the moment you start understanding the complexity, you definitely want someone to take. At least on my side, I wanted someone to take care of it, because it
Right.
was really multidisciplinary, complex, as you said, fiscal things, etc. There. But one thing that, I mean, we've seen. I'm sure you have read a lot of articles about the platform added issue, etc. But a lot of services or streaming services have issues, reasons to be sustainable. You seem to have an angle that makes you successful in this moment. Do you think there is a recipe, or it's just knowing your customer base very well, and just being there before and just expanding to new tools and new monetization models?
Right. There is no one set recipe, right? But everyone has to add their own flavor to it. So what we have is an audience that we understand what they're looking for, an audience that would like to hear the perspective that we are bringing. So content is one thing where
Mhm.
we are bringing them the opinion and the news, the special coverages, documentaries, events that are really important for our viewers. So content, we focus on that. That's one piece. But then you have to make sure that the viewer is also aware on the value they are getting out of the service, right?
Mm.
So you have to make sure your efforts are being shown to the viewer. We have 4 million news email subscribers. We have 2 million text subscribers and push notification subscribers. So we use those
Mm.
channels to inform our users of what they are getting out of the service when breaking news is happening, how they are able to quickly get the answers that they're looking for, right? So those things are important, but then you have to make sure that you don't overplay it where you are
Mm.
just
Mm. Mm.
putting it as a money making marketing platform, right? So the value always has to be the user first and the business second, where you'll eventually collect the revenue for the service that you are offering, but the focus has to be there.
See, it's the
So
balance of the value exchange, especially
correct.
as I've learned through these last years directly how it is different, and maybe it's a journey you had to have a paying customer in front of you compared to a digital audience. I think even psychologically on your side it changes a lot, even the team working on the marketing. So you really, every choice there is a stronger rationale because you're changing things and you see almost immediately a result in the bottom,
Correct.
in the top line, but also you see from customer service. So it's really a different perspective, I would say, in terms of relationship with the users. And
Absolutely. Yeah. And the user also, when they are putting their hard-earned money into some service, they are expecting the returns, right? So the customer service has to be exemplary. You are able to take care of any concerns that they have, which we really do. We focus on, even if there is one user complaining about things, we want to make sure that they are happy about it.
and in terms of retention strategy, do you have anything that you either had already in mind or you discover while you were? How do you retain customer? What are the
So
strategy? And especially if I can, it's a bit tactical now. I can imagine, as you said, 2020, we have an upcoming election. Second question is, do you have any specific post-election retention strategy?
right, yeah, the post-election fatigue is a concern, right? People are getting saturated, so you have to make sure that you offer enough alternative for the users. So you have to create a balance where you're not focusing on one or the other. But at the same time, like I said, the documentaries, they are very popular on our platform. We have documentaries, and keep on acquiring new and new content that varies across different genres. Could be political documentaries, it's historical, it's war documentaries, it's day to day, normal American life documentaries. So there is like a little variation in the content, so that people can cover that. The special events that happen, it could be anything other than political as well. A lot of people are interested in that. We eventually want to make our app as a news hub where people, anything related to American politics, health, and finance, they would just come over to the app, and from the subscription service, that's what we will be able to give them. Right? So that's the strategy on the retention. Um, we also have a good presence on the digital side of our business. So on the website, we have premium articles that are giving insights into the scene, and the plan would be to merge those services along with the
Hmm.
OTT services, Newsmax Plus. So there's a little more value for the user. We can bundle things together like our magazine along with the plus subscription. So there are options available for us to address the concerns that we might have for the post election as well.
And do you think there is also, obviously content is king in this case, but are there things in the app or the way you do certain things, the way you promote certain things, so in the non-content side, that are helping retention too?
It's definitely content. Apart from content, you have to make sure the ease of usage is very, very important, right? You cannot overwhelm user with content, and then the people are like, I don't know what to watch, I'll just move away from it. So there is has to be a balance. You cannot overdo certain things. The same way, the ease of using the app in general, the performance, how their services are being rendered, how they are being charged, how much transparency we have in our subscription. It's very important. Our users give a commitment to us. Over 52% of our subscribers have opted to go annual instead of
Ah,
the month to month, which is really great. And it shows the commitment they are giving to us. On the same, we must go give back to the user and understand, like, the content and how they can access it. So it's again, something that we're going to continue on working, improving, and content being the centerpiece of that.
and what about the data side of these things? So is your team using a lot of the consumption data and user data to decide if there are action on certain categories of user that you think may churn or?
Right. No, that is important data in today's world. It's a great source of analyzing, trying to take actions. Our marketing team, they look at the retention value. They look at the reasoning. We have a contact form where when we ask user if they are canceling, why are they canceling, right? So that important data, we can improve on that. The experience that we are getting from the users, it's really important for us. So those tweaks happen. The analytics are great. Gives us the option of, like, how many are converting, when are they converting, when the grace period happens, so we can put our marketing efforts into that direction. And could be because users are saying that, hey, the content wasn't enough, then we can tell them that, hey, we have
Mhm,
new content coming up, here's the details. So
mhm,
addressing those things is very, very important. um, Analytics in general gives us all that we can.
mhm. And so last question, what's next? Also, we know we have an election coming, so maybe that's the what's next, but where are you going in terms of platform? You already have idea on how to transform it for the future?
Right. Yeah. So that's what, going back, we want to make it as a single source for all news. Right now, the app is focusing on the Newsmax TV channel and the documentaries, but going forward, it's also going to focus on health content. We have a Newsmax health website and
Ah,
Newsmax health newsletters. It's going to focus on Newsmax finance. So there's going to be a
yeah.
variation of content, apart from the day-to-day political information that they are getting. The special coverages continue to happen. There are plenty of events that continue to happen. So we want the user to directly go to Newsmax app, apart from anyone else's, so that they can just get all information into one single space. And we have to make sure that the app, the subscription service, everything is seamless.
Mhm,
And we expand international. So right now, majority is North America and in United States, but we already have OTT platforms that are available internationally. So the app is available everywhere. There are no geo restrictions right now, and we're
yeah.
gonna just keep on expanding that. Some variation with the language maybe, and other content.
Oh, quite a fascinating challenge. Thank you for this engaging chat, and thank you for sharing your experience with Kling. I know you have a busy week ahead or maybe month, so really grateful that you took the time to chat with us. Thank you, Lokesh.
Of course. Thank you, Carla. Appreciate your time. Have a good day.